That actually is a very great segue into a video that I found. Let us go over to the clip of the day.
Clip of the day. Clip of the day. It's the clip of the day.
Never sing that again. Yep.
This is what do Europeans really think about Americans?
Anyone want to try out an American accent for me?
Yeehaw! Howdy, partner. Gone down to do some shooting.
Accurate.
Hi, I'm Ben, and right now I'm traveling through
I mean, I
Europe,
live in the
and I
South,
figured
and that's
I
how
would
we
ask
all talk.
Europeans along the way, what do they think of Americans? Let's go find out. I want you to be as honest as you can, all right? What's the first thing that comes to your mind when you think of Americans?
Loud and
Loud.
loud.
Is it loud?
Pretty loud sometimes.
Loud. Everyone says loud.
Friendly. Like nice. Good teeth.
They like to drink beer.
Friendly.
They're nice people.
They like drinking as the Austrians.
Enthusiastic.
What's the first thing that comes to mind?
A lot of people saying friendly.
I like
Yeah.
that they all tried to say something nice about America.
Yes, I
I
like
have
that
a
too.
feeling they didn't put everybody they interviewed into this
Yeah.
video. Because
I mean, loud is sort of neutral, let's be honest.
yeah, loud. They also said, what else did they say?
Well, we Americans
Friendly,
aren't really loud.
Enthusiastic. But the one that said enthusiastic said it like, I'm trying to criticize them while paying them a compliment sort of voice.
Right.
I'm trying not to offend him.
If you go back a bit, if you go just to where she said that, yeah, I think that's her. Nope.
They're nice
Next
people.
one.
They like drinking as the Austrians.
Enthusiastic.
What's
Yeah,
the
her
first thing that comes to
enthusiastic.
She
mind
was from
when you think
she
of
was from Britain,
Americans?
so that's how they.
Well, they're the
That's how
biggest
they do it
haters.
there. They are.
Yeah.
They just mad because we got away.
Yeah.
America 1, Britain 0, Okay.
Superficial. We like Americans.
Superficial.
They're always quite
That I actually liked her answer there. That's
That was deep, wasn't it?
Okay.
she took
Yeah.
a second, she thought
Yeah.
about it.
Americans. They're always quite.
What's the first thing that comes to mind when you think of Americans?
Superficial. We like Americans.
I mean, that was quick, but she's not wrong.
She is.
I would say that's a pretty apt description of a lot of places in the US and kind of a lot of the mindset, especially
can
the younger
agree with that.
generations.
Oh, jeez. Tell me about it.
Thanks, Iceland, for seeing the truth.
Yeah, right. Even though your country's a lie. I'm just saying.
That's actually true. It is a lie.
Americans. They're
Iceland
always
exists.
quite cool. They like.
No,
fast
but
food.
it's
We
not
don't like
icy,
that so
it's
much,
green.
but when we are there, we enjoy it.
I mean, the stereotypes is like kind of fat and all that.
Fast food.
They eat a lot of food. Like the portions are like
Yeah, we
really
are
big
fat.
burgers and Coke.
Yeah.
Food very
Yeah,
fast.
I think of fast
We do
food
have big
restaurants.
portions.
Five Guys. I love Five Guys.
Okay, so of all the
Yeah,
things
she knows what's
about
up.
Five Guys
Americans, the one
too.
thing you
Yeah.
can think of.
But,
And I think of Trump too.
Donald Trump. Trump.
Trump.
Like Donald Trump, innit? Just everyone hating on him.
I can
absolutely
hear
loving him.
Donovan dying. I can hear Donovan dying on the inside.
Craziest president ever be seen, man. He's gonna start a war in this world.
I like the Trump. Yeah.
You do?
Yes. I like it.
What do you
Yeah,
like about
actually,
Trump?
He's
Switzerland
mean
really
about
likes Trump.
The world and about the situation now.
You like him because he's mean?
He's very racist. He doesn't really know anything about politics.
When you see like Americans,
Huh,
they're really
a German
open-minded,
calling
they're,
America
like,
racist.
Yeah,
most of
that's
them are really smart.
oh,
and we
ironic.
can't understand that Trump is your president.
That's a big laugh, you know. People voted for him. You get what you very voted for.
Like I know everyone basically in Europe is against Trump, but I think they needed a change. I just think that the two coasts dominated, and there's so many people in the middle. They don't get heard, and they're finally
Yeah.
getting heard.
Yeah, this lady's too educated. She needs to get out of here. Like, sorry, lady,
She's a witch.
Sorry, we're
She's a
taking
witch.
uneducated people for interviews today.
She's not wrong though. That's the
Well, that's what I'm saying. She's
big part.
Yeah.
she's. I mean, that was probably the most accurate description of why Trump won right there.
Yeah.
I do like in America that everyone's kind of, if you're born there, you're American. And if you're from another country and you're moving to Austria and your children are born here, you're still like, yeah, I'm from Austria, but you know, my heritage is this and that.
America is the land of chance.
I kind of disagree with that. I don't think that's true. Kind of like with what we were just saying, like even is like I'm not considered Native American. I'm considered Irish and Swedish, even though if I went to either of those places, they'd be like, you're American.
Well, counterpoint, because that was a European perspective, and America is actually one of the first countries on Earth. You could argue Rome, but America judged whether or not you were American, especially at the beginning of our country, based on ascribing to a certain ideal, not being born somewhere. You can argue that we don't necessarily treat, like, we still call Italian immigrants Italian Americans. They don't do that in Europe. You'd say, I'm from Austria, but I'm Italian, right? Like, your nationality is based on your genetics. You don't really get that in America. Is I think more what they're getting at.
I mean, I guess I see your point, but I would argue that Americans try pretty hard to differentiate themselves culturally. If there's like even the slightest, like, you know what I mean? Like, if there's any even slight cultural difference to differentiate you from somebody else, then that's what you are.
Oh, I grew up in an Italian home. So,
Right, I'm Italian, right? Right.
You know.
I mean, yeah, they're American, but you know what I mean? They're gonna identify with being Italian. They're not gonna identify with just being straight American.
I think it would be more interesting to ask immigrants how they feel about that. Like, because that's what I'm saying is that I think she's referring more to how people self-identify.
Well, listen to what she says.
We try and distinguish ourselves.
Everyone's kind of, if you're born there, you're American. And if you're from another country and you're moving to Austria and your children are born here, you're still like, yeah, I'm from Austria, but you know, my heritage is this and that.
America is the land.
I mean, that's kind of what I'm saying, though. Is like she's saying, just by being born in America, you wouldn't say that you're not going to be like, oh, my heritage and this is this and that. But I disagree with that. I'm saying like I think wholeheartedly especially if you're second, third, fourth, fifth generation, like immigrants, you know what I mean? Like you can still sort of at least trace your culture back at least a little bit.
And what she's talking about is like literally like it seems first generation, you know, citizen of Austria kind of thing. She's like, if you move there and your kids are born there, they'd go, yeah, I'm Austrian, but my heritage is and
this, and I'm saying that's kind of the same here is what I would, you know what I mean? I think most people would do the same thing here. I think most people would be like, yeah, I'm American, I live here, but my heritage is really, they would not, I would argue that they would identify more with whatever their heritage is than being an American.
Okay, I kind of see your point, but I'd have to see like some polling or statistics on that to agree.
Well, I hate to disappoint you, but I didn't prepare it.
Yeah, I know. It's not a
opportunity.
Actually, I think of the American dream. Like, This way from the dishwasher to a millionaire. You can't make everything if you just wanted
Hey,
to
she's like
make
Donovan.
it and do it.
I think like people look at America and they like idolize it. You know, like, oh, it's America. Yeah, like everyone wants to go to America.
I was pretty keen about going to America, but I think the whole Trump put me off. Like, I'm not as keen to go anymore. It wouldn't be the top of my list.
When I think of America, I think instantly.
It's really like crazy how much like the media influences that aspect of the world. Like it's like I just want people to know, like, despite the like politics of what you think of whoever is in charge here, like the politics really don't change the day to day here very much. Like whoever's in the White House really, I mean, I'm not saying it's not changing anything. I'm not saying that, but I'm saying that the day-to-day life here, if you want to come here and visit, especially as a tourist, it's not, I mean, obviously the main thing about coming here now is with all the COVID and restrictions and everything, that's more your issue with coming here now. But I would say before it wasn't really, I mean, just because a certain person is the president, like, I mean, that's not going to affect you to visit here.
It actually affects you more who's currently leading a state than the president.
Right.
Day to day.
Yeah, if you're going to go visit a state.
Big true.
Research your state that you're going to more than
who's your mayor.
That's a big tip to anybody visiting is, you know, if you're visiting, you got to remember each state has its own laws and things. So, you know, just because one thing is true in one state doesn't mean it's true in another. So make sure you know the laws, the ins and outs before you get in trouble doing something.
That's for foreign travelers and domestic travelers.
Yeah, that's, you know, any of my fellow Americans out there that didn't know that laws are different in other states, they are, so.
I think that's most Americans.
Yeah, maybe.
That's me being depressed about my own lot in life as a history teacher. Anyway.
Alright, let's finish this video out.
About guns? Like, I just don't see why you need to have a gun.
In Poland, guns are really hard to get. It's still kind of illegal.
And here, it's not that easy to get a gun.
There's far too many guns in America. Of course, their laws need to be restricted, and it's really hard for us to understand.
220 million, actually.
There's no guns. The police aren't armed. It's just so systemic
every
in your
5 Americans.
culture. I don't know how you could change it, but you definitely need to try.
It's a big country, man.
Yeah.
We've got big problems.
We do.
Yeah.
Big country, have big problems.
I mean, they're not wrong.
No,
it's a big country.
No,
We
they're
do
not.
have big problems.
Everything's bigger in America, even our problems.
Especially our problems.
Oh, and also our food portions.
If you liked this highlight, be sure to tune in to the full episodes every Monday at 4 p.m. Central Standard Time.